Dgenz Crypto Daily episode 51 is coming right up.
Dgenz Crypto Daily. Dgenz Crypto Daily. That's right. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Let's go. Dgenz Crypto Daily. News in the code. Riding on the blockchain. Heavy with the load. Lambo dreams are dying. Rugs are in the air. Chart gave us a meaning to the trading everywhere. Real Bitcoin's on the moon. And Ether's on fire. Holders in the storm. Lifted higher and higher. With chart in the lead. Watch the candles glow. Crypto's in the fast lane. Never gonna hit them slow. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Oh, yeah. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Crypto, that's the key. Stay up on your game now. Trading is wild and free. DeFi farms are lush, staking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yields, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets ebb and flow. Fellow to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping cause fortunes are overnight. Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Crypto, there's the key. Stay up on your game now. Charts got you wild and free. DeFi farms are lush, staking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yield, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets ebb and flow. Velo to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping cause fortunes are overnight. Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes got you wild and free.
Damn right, I got you wild free. And good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Welcome to Dgenz Crypto Daily, episode 51. 51 episodes in, and we're about to get October. I'm fired up. I know I told you guys that I'm fired up. I really mean this. My food is finally digested from yesterday. And I'm ready to give you the best content possible because this is why you're here. This is why I'm here, and I hope you're ready. For those that are celebrating Thanksgiving in Canada, happy Thanksgiving to you all. If you are hanging out with your friends and family, and then you're taking some time away from that to listen to the stream, I appreciate you so much. I was trying to do a stream yesterday and I just couldn't. There was so much going on, so much food to be eaten, and I just didn't have enough time. But that means just that much more content for today, right? Because every single day provides us so much more content. And, now we can digest probably like 2 days worth of stuff. So I'm excited for that. Before we get into everything today, including meme coins, because the meme coins are starting to go. We had a few on our radar and I posted in our Discord. I'm going to go over some of those. We're going to go over, obviously, the Bitcoin weekly close, the dominance, the Tether dominance, right? We'll look at Solana and Sui and Say and Velo and Opulus and a whole bunch of tokens as well. Lots to do today. Maybe we'll go an hour. Let's see what happens. But before we go into everything, a few things we have to do is remind you to follow me on Twitter if you're new to the stream and you want to keep tabs on what's going on in crypto, or follow this account to get notifications on the stream. You can follow me. The other thing you can do is keep in touch with our community. That's Dgenz, or Dgenz NFT account. So just go ahead and hit that follow right there. Or if you're interested in getting calls and being part of the community, you can go in and hit that link right here. That's the Discord link. Come see us and say hi. We're a fun community that tries to fight through this crypto thing together. As well, if you want to be a part of the stream, like always, the best way to do that is by going to the streams page, going to the bottom right corner into the chat, and you can say GM chart hashtag October is here. And I will try to go over all the comments and questions and requests. Anything that I see that I feel valuable to the stream, I will post it on the stream for us to look at and just dissect and talk about. Okay. Lastly, before we start, we're going to remind you to click on this QR code to get 10% off on all your perpetual trades with Blowfin if you're taking our calls in our Discord. And some people have already doubled their account using our calls. So if you want to get into that, Blowfin is the way to do it. Right. What do they have to offer? All kinds of coins, obviously just perpetual, not spot. You can see Bitcoin is up to 65 today, up 4%. ETH is up another 4%. The IA, which is an Oracle, up 7%, and so on and so forth. There's so much to do here. So, yeah, if you're taking our calls, you could get 10% off on all the trades. All right. Happy Monday. Let's see what's up today. So obviously they'll start the news with Bitcoin jumping over to 64,000. We'll take a look at Bitcoin in a second. But as we noticed, more and more articles are talking about people adding Bitcoin to their portfolios and to their balance sheets, right? Samara Asset Group plans to buy up to $32 million to buy Bitcoin. Really, they're offering their bonds to buy Bitcoin. And so people or businesses are trying to diversify and place some their capital into crypto, specifically Bitcoin, obviously, because they know Bitcoin's not going away. Altcoins may go away, but Bitcoin is not. So they're doing that. Also of note, there's some altcoin selling pressure coming up. Let's see if you own these tokens. So apparently there's about $500 million in token unlocks scheduled this week. All right, or over 80 million in WorldCoin. Okay, there you go. 51 million in Arbitrum. 40 million in Eigenlayer. Is that how you say it? Axie Infinity. Okay. So pretty big unlocks are happening for these four, especially for WorldCoin. So if you own a WorldCoin, the good chances are you're probably going to get a dip here. We'll see what the chart looks like in a second, but normally when you have something like this, use this opportunity to add if there's a dip, if you are an owner of these assets. So if we were to look at WorldCoin, so WorldCoin, okay. All right. So there's going to be a lock. Most likely there's going to be a dip when that happens. So the first thing we would do is like, all right, most likely it happens right there at $2.80. So the people who own a lot of these tokens are going to try to trade up. They're going to use their available capital to push the price up to this level, right? Because when they get that unlock, the price is going to be much higher, right? And they're going to be more inclined to sell. Now, I think there is a possibility of these guys just not selling at all, maybe selling some. So the pressure will be subdued in a sense. But again, it all depends on the timing of everything, right? So if they're going to be unlocked while things are going up to this level, maybe there will be a lessening effect of the pressure of selling because there's going to be a lot more liquidity going into the trade. So we'll see what happens with these coins. ARB, for example, right? It's in the same scenario where we have lots of selling pressure in these levels here. So like that's 83 cents at the 365 EMA at 97 cents, 98 cents. So let's see what happens with those. I'm actually surprised there's not enough news today. We talked about the Mt. Gox repayment deadline, right? It's moved to 2025, right? Which is great because why would you be selling in the most bullish month of the year, right? The China stimulus is obviously setting the stage for a larger scale bull market for traditional finance, right? Because a lot of things are tied into the Chinese sector. And, you know, if one goes, mostly that will be a trickle down effect to the rest of the financial world. That's good. This is why I was saying to you guys, 2025 is the year for everyone, right? Because I don't know what happens after 2025. We could see another recession, like a major recession. So it's good to say that things might align negatively for all of us in 2026. You know, maybe we have a stronger oil, like crude oil, right? We get up to $120 per barrel. We have some new war fears happening, right? Which raises that question. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe inflation starts to go up again. But until then, we're going to enjoy our 2025, right? Trump supported World Liberty Token is going to finally go on sale next week. And I think it might be actually today. Let's take a look. So the 15th, so it's tomorrow. So if you were whitelisted, you were probably happy because mostly you're going to get a nice pump out of it, depending on when it lists. Now, if it lists in like November, December, you're most likely not going to see a pump. It might be as soon as it opens, it drops because people want to make profit right away. So if you're whitelisted, are you happy? You're going to be buying into something like this. I'll take a look at it after it lists on major exchanges and go from there. Because a lot of these companies associated with Trump have fallen as they listed, including his own media company. So I'm weary about his tokens and stocks and things like that. All right. Seems to be like very light on news today. We're gonna go into some Bitcoin action right now. We're raging. All right. So this is the daily outlook. You guys can see this, right? We talked about it on previous streams that we were looking forward to this MACD cross, right? Like I know I mentioned it many, many times. This MACD cross. We're waiting and waiting and waiting, right? We finally got it. And this is what we're meaning by this action going up, really, really up. Because this cross just happened and the price action is pretty strong, it's going to take a while for it to come down. So I'm looking for MACD to probably stop up here, which means like it's going to go this way. So this action is going to be strong. I'm looking for somewhere up here. Remember what we said? There's two scenarios here when we pump, right? One is to stop at this neckline, right? This is the head and shoulder neckline. And then we come down to finalize the right shoulder, and then we go up. We can do that. Or if we're too strong, we go straight above this, come down, confirm, and then go up again. Okay, so that would be about 80,000, right? So we in the week that's coming up, straight to 80,000, and then we figure out what we do next. On the weekly, let's look at weekly because we just closed weekly. Here we go. Right. So I did mention this last week. I remember this clearly because I said we are waiting for this double, right? The double we're talking about is basically this, right? And we got it. If you can notice that there's a little bump here and a bump here. And so now we're getting this crossover, right? The action's going to front run it because people see this going to happen. So they want to get in before it actually does happen. And so now you see this price action just boom today, right? Almost 4% up on the day. And this is just the beginning, right? Because again, I have to remind you, right? October is the most bullish month of the year, right? Like, look at this, right? On average, we're 20%. The median's 20%, average is 21%. So, we're only up 2% today, or for the month. So for 14 days, we're down and up, down and up, and then we're finally up 2.48%. I think we get to 20% in the next 2 weeks and close really, really high. Especially seeing how, 2016, we're up 14%, right? 2020, we're up 27%. So those are the years before the bull run. So this is going to be the year before the bull run. And so we got to get up there. Maybe you get 20%, maybe you get 30%, right? Whatever it is, but it's going to be strong. This is why I think, the valuations we're talking about, right? The moves to those levels, right, are valid. They have to be valid, right? If you take a look at this chart without anything on it, do you see how bullish this looks? Right? Like, I see it and I go, oh man, this is going to be so good, right? Everything reset. We have a massive candle forming on the weekly, sorry. And now it's going to be probably up here before we even consider selling something. So I'm excited. I'm super bullish right now. All right, let's take a look at dominance. So dominance is here, right? It is at the resistance. I don't think we go past that. I really don't. Primarily because if you see this, there's a pinch, right? And I think it's going to pinch this way. So, right. And we should get alts to start to move. So let's keep an eye on that. Okay. The other indicators we're watching all the time is total 3, right? Just like the Bitcoin chart, it looks exactly like it, right? Where we had support at this level here, right? We had the final crossover this first week of green. If you see the momentum bar, look, I'll make it as zoomable as possible. See that? We're talking about this right here, right? That's going to tell us, oh, we're ready to go, right? Because we want to see these bars get higher and higher every single week. That means most likely into the first couple of weeks of November, we'll be really, really bullish still. Now, do we get to here first before we come down? I think we do. I think we go up to here and then come down a little bit. And then we get into the bull run. Okay, so let's keep an eye on that as well. And the last thing we're going to look at for indicators for today is the tether dominance, right? We were ahead of everybody. Everybody that's online telling you other things, we're ahead of them. Why? Because we follow this chart religiously. It's basically our leading indicator for everything. If this is dumping, we're pumping, right? If this is pumping, we're dumping. Simple as that. So when things were pumping more recently, when this chart was pumping more recently, we were saying it's because it's setting up for a nice dump, right? And this is what happened. We had this action here, finish up with the right shoulder, and now it's going to dump through. This crossover is happening, and obviously at a slower pace. It took 4 weeks to pinch finally, but it's when it does, we're going to be down here, all right? For the bull run, we really want to be at 2% level. So, this is nice, but we really want to be here, okay? And this action is going to be probably down here, right? And it's going to take a while, maybe a couple spots, and then it goes again. So we'll go up this way. So there's lots to keep an eye on, right? Luckily for you, you're watching the stream every single day. You're going to be on top of it. Do we have any requests before I move on? If you have a request, you can put it in the chat. It could be for anything, including memes. I really don't care. Speaking of memes, we're going to get into some Politify as well. We have to, because it is a season. So while we wait for requests to come in, we'll look at some things. So before we go into Politify tokens, Trump and Kama, which is Kamala Harris, we did talk about a couple tokens there that did give us amazing runs. That's the GME token, the used car token, and more recently, I'm calling the cat dog token, okay, and the bozo. I think the bozo is going to go, all right, because I can see the uptick in volume and the trades. So the transactions that are going through. That's one of the metrics I have for, identifying that we are going to have a run. So if you look at the amount of transactions on GME, it's actually incredible, right? 159,000 transactions put through, and you can see it grow, right? Overnight. Normally I schedule these, or I line these up based on the amount of transactions or makers, right? And so it will give me an idea of where volume is going into. And if I saw an uptick in transactions for DGOT, and I got into DGOT, I got a small trade out of it. It wasn't great. I saw GME go up by a tenfold, and I said, oh, this is going to go. So I checked the chart, looked good. I knew what's happening. I'm seeing the same thing with cat, dog, right? The transactions jumped like by 5x, and the volume is picking up. It was at 220,000, I think. No, 150,000 a couple days ago. And now it's at 385,000. It's going up and up and up. So keep an eye on that. I'm going to go into it more in detail. But let's get into Trump first. Okay. So that's the 5 minute. We're going to get into more like long scale. All right. So I did tell you guys the other day that the actual chart doesn't look great. We do have about, 3 weeks away from the actual election. So what I'm going to say to you guys, the daily candle sucks right now. Like this candle here absolutely sucks because it's a bearish candle. It's trying to find a bottom. It looks like, something's being dropped from like a third story balcony, right? Like a bag, it's trying to find the bottom. And, especially looking at this from this standpoint, the momentum is growing smaller and smaller. There's going to be a pinch here very, very soon. There's a possibility of it dropping to 27 cents, right? That's the 365 daily EMA. And so I would say to you, be careful with these trades right now, okay? Because they can go either way. The other thing you got to keep an eye on is volume decreasing, right? Are makers decreasing? So if you notice there's a decrease in volume like day to day, say it goes from 1.3 to 1.2, 1.1, that means people are getting out of the trade because the momentum is going away, right? So you got to keep an eye on that as well. I do feel like there's still a small run to here left, 3 weeks away, with this being, probably takes about 4 to 5 days to reset to the bottom and then goes again. We could be probably at about 25 cents, 24 cents, maybe even here, 21 cents, 22 cents before we actually get a move again. So it's going to be pretty tight, guys. I'll be honest with you, because, if this supported here and went up to here within the next 2 days, I would have been way more bullish, right? Because then we're up there, which means like if we're here, we can kind of tread here, be very volatile, and then we pump into the next level. Okay. But because we're actually starting to pinch here, I don't like that. I really don't like that, because it takes time to reset. Do we have time on our side? We don't. So if this takes time to reset and come back and go up, we're probably going to have maybe like less than a week to complete some kind of a move. So if this treads down to 22, it's going to take a few days to reset and then go back up again. Yeah, we can get there, but that's all you're going to get, right? So let's see what happens in the next week, because obviously we're turning very, very bullish right now. And we're going to have a lot of the altcoins going. We're going to have a lot of memes that have been decimated going. And so let's see what happens with this as well. All right. We'll keep an eye on it. If we have any strength forming on the 1 hour scale, actually, and the 4 hour scale. So if these two scales actually do work, so we're going to keep an eye on them. Just like that. See that? See a lot of resistances in these levels. And we do have support down by here, which is 24 cents. So there's a possibility of just dumping down here, holding, and then pumping out. But again, we have 2 solid weeks for pumping. And then we got to have 3 to 4 days before it gets really, really scary in terms of people trying to front run the action and selling before the election. Okay, I wouldn't hold through the election at all. All right, so that's Trump. We're hoping for better days. Let's take a look at Kamala, which is Kamala Harris. Again, we wanted to get to this level here. Right there, right? And every time we think we're going to get a run, it just goes the other way. Like just recently today, I looked at it, I go, man, this is going to be good. It's going to start the run and then just falls flat, like right there. See that? So that was supposed to be a run today. Pretty decent crossover. I was going to say we're going to get up to here. We're going to get this run to here maybe, right? Just fell flat. So let's see what happens. Right now it's at a pretty dire support level. And, you know, if you're buying, you're hoping this level holds, like it's there, right? We have this head and shoulders formation, which I like normally to buy at that level. So like anything here, I like to buy. And then you got to have a tight stop. But with meme coins, there's no stops. When it goes really quickly. So you either buy and hold, or you add in small sections. And then you hope that rejection will move it up this way. So let's see what happens with Kamo in the next 2 weeks. We'll keep a daily tab on both of these, because if there's any strength in either of them, I'll let you guys know. Okay. So let's go over some other ones we looked at. Used car just keeps going. I don't know what's happening, but it just keeps going. Right? Like, it makes me laugh because, like, you know, it's just a straight up candle. And it won't stop. It started at like sub 1 cent. Now it's 2.5. You know, congrats to those who are holding from like right here. If you were buying here, like, what are you at? 5x right now? Congrats, man. You know, when you look at some of the areas of resistance, it's right here, right? So you can say to yourself, you are at resistance right now. Do you hold past that? You know, if you're a trader, I would definitely sell right now. You know, because the thing is, how much more value can you get past this? Right? Like, I wouldn't hold past this. You might get like another 10%. Right? So I would say sell now, wait until it drops again, go back in. Right? Because the next level to buy in will be about here. Right? About there. Okay. So if you're playing this, those are your exits and entries. The one I actually like a lot right now, and I feel like there's a good risk to reward ratio here, is cat dog. Why? Okay, well, let's zoom out. Okay, so this is what I see, right? We're at an absolute bottom. There's no reason to say that it will never pump again. Why? Because look, volume's 387,000, which means it's higher than some of the tokens that I'm actually investing in. Really? Okay, so the volume on this meme coin is much higher than some of the legit projects of crypto. That's one. Transactions, 2,400. Even if 50% of them are not legit, they're just wash trading transactions, it's still, you know, 1,200 transactions per day. It's really decent compared to other projects. And I think it has a chance to go to the 50th percentile of this trade. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So say we do our fib extensions. We're going to do 50 percentile. So from the bottom to the top. So 50 percentile is, oh, wait a minute, where's my 50 percentile? It's not showing up. All right, I'm gonna put 50 percentile. So let's just do that, just like this. It'll come up. All right, there it is. So we're gonna go up to here. So that's gonna be the level we probably sell at. That looks to be about a 10x, right? Let me just double check. Yeah. About 11x. That would make it a 30 million market cap. I think that's fair. I think it's something well taking a risk on. I really think it's a decent risk, especially seeing these metrics, right? So yeah, if you're thinking about dog cat or cat dog, what do I call it? Dog cat. That's actually what I call my cat, is a dog cat. Cat dog. Okay, it's on Solana. This will be a good risk to reward ratio, in my estimation. When should you get? Anytime there's a down candle. So like if anything now, right? You really don't want to be buying it on the up because that's the breakout. So anytime it comes back down, you're getting it at a discount. And so, you know, it hit a resistance here, but I think it's going to go way higher, obviously. Okay, so that's cat dog. The other one I wanted to talk about really quickly is Bozo. I know it's been requested before. So I don't know if it's going to get there, right? Like, this is a fun area to think about. But the actual project is, the NFT project is coming out with an updated collection, and I believe all of them will be one of ones. I'm not sure whether or not they need the Bozo token to mint these or not. I have no idea, but I know usually there's a rally cry when there is an update or there's something new. So there's going to be a pump at some point. So it all depends on what they really do with the token, right? But when I look at this, I go, all right, let me see if I can get a 50 percentile run from where it is, right? So 50 percentile will be, okay, let's go from, say, here. Let's go from here all the way down to the bottom. And the 50 percentile is right here. Okay, perfect. So that is, all right, let's check it out. I think that might be a 30x. Is it going to give us a 30x? I don't know. And I don't think so, but it's good to see where it can go. So yeah. No, that's, see, this is why I don't do math in the morning. 276%. Yeah. So it's not bad, right? Yeah, it seems like an easy thing to buy and wait and hold. Is it going to get up to here? I don't think so, right? That's pretty remarkable if it does that. Yeah, that's about 12x. You're better off to buy cat dog, right? See the difference between the two, right? Sure, liquidity is pretty high, but it's locked away, so it can't be touched. There's only 154 transactions, $14,000 in volume, right? Not much going on. But eventually that picks up, right? There's going to be a spike like you can see here and here. So the way this one trades is like there's strong spikes and they're sold off right away. So what you might be doing is if there's a spike of any sort, please sell right away, right? So if you get a spike up to this level and it's there, sell. Like, be comfortable, just sell. Okay? So if you want to get into something like this, remember there is risk applied because of the low volatility and volume. Okay. Let me look at DGOD as well, since I'm already here. So this is what happened. I kept these fibs in place because I wanted to see whether or not they would stay true. And it looks like they were pretty close. Pretty close, right? We got to see this obviously sold off at this level because that's most likely where the fib is going to be, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this just a bit just to get things set up properly. It can be negatives. Okay, we'll just go like that, and then we'll lower the other one just a bit. There. So we'll assume these are the proper fibs, okay? There's going to be probably a fib in here too, if it gets down here, but we'll keep an eye on this DGODs. For those that don't know, it's a pretty big project on Solana. If you haven't had a DGOD before, they usually pump really strongly when they get some hype behind them. But I was nearly dying here. what happens with that is they pump out of nowhere, just like this, right? It went from 0038 to 58, right? Which was like over 50%. And so, they come out of nowhere sometimes. But the problem is, they pump and they regress every time. So for me, when I see this pump, if you had it until here, sell and wait for the retrace. It's probably going to get down to here. Maybe it gets down to here, actually, right? So what I mean by that is goes to here, comes back up, and then down again, right? Because essentially you want to see a chart that looks like this, right? You want like a long consolidation. That's why I think this token is not going to go anywhere yet. Not yet. Especially with a huge market cap. Like 48 million is huge for this project. There's no utility behind it. Like there's nothing. There's nothing you can do this, use this DGOD token for, as far as I know. Of course, if I'm wrong, please let me know. So there's an arbitrage flaw in their tokenomics. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I was actually thinking about that. Thank you for letting me know. I was thinking about that because I believe each swap was worth like 0.006. And then you can technically sell that, buy the token, use a token to swap it for a DGOD and then rotate it in. Is that correct? Because if there's a problem with that, it usually gets exploited pretty quickly. So that's the DGOD token. If you hold it, congrats. But I would be selling right now. Okay, so we got a request for Crown and Super. All right, let's look at Crown and Super. I'm gonna switch the screen into that. Let's look at Crown. Oh wow. Oh wow. So good news is it's sitting on support, right? It's sitting on support. So unfortunately, if you held it here and then they probably announced something about Crown, I don't know what it is, but definitely push things down hard, right? We do have people coming in at this level and buying. So like they're definitely coming in and saying, I'll take that chance, right? I like this resistance. Sorry, I like the support. It's not gonna turn into a resistance because we have this head and shoulders formation. It's gonna be probably played out. I can see a potential 50% gain from this level if you're buying now. If you're holding from back here, you kind of hope that this momentum, this bullish momentum we have in crypto right now is going to kind of push everything forward. And, we'll have this bounce and then straight out of that into this level here. The most important thing is there utility for this token? Is there a demand for this token? And if this token is being earned through playing the game and it's not recycled, for example, there's no feedback loop, then the issue with that is when people are earning it, they're going to dump it right away, right? And so there's going to be constant pressure to sell it. So if that's the case with this token, then I would not be buying anything at all, right? There has to be a feedback loop where the tokens that are earned are swapped into something more meaningful in the game, and then they're not being dumped, right? So there's increased utility right away from the token. Does that make sense? And let's look at Super. I believe Super is listed on a bunch of exchanges. Yeah. All right. Let's look at Binance. Oh, nice. Okay. So it reminds me of the SUI chart, right? Because we had a similar setup, right? We had, support, double support here, pop over, possibly touch back, and then run to the resistance. And so essentially it's going to try to make a cup and handle, right? So this will be the cup, and then eventually it's going to be a small handle and then possibly out. The weekly looks amazing, right? We had a crossover happen a while ago, right? If you were not buying it there, you're already late. So if you were trying to add, I wouldn't add anything at this level. If you're holding, just keep an eye on it, right? Keep an eye on it and see whether or not it does the same thing as SUI. If we take a look at SUI, so SUI did something similar. See that? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to remove all of these and redraw them, right? So, right, so he was doing something there, right? We had some resistance right there. Oh, let's do it right there. And this is what I mean with super, right? Eventually, it's going to get up to here, try to sell off, and if there's enough bullishness, it's going to pop right out, and it's got to confirm. So there's going to be some selling here on SUI, just like there will be on super if it gets there. So if we look at super again, right, same kind of thing, right? We're expecting that to be just the same right there. So $1.46, and then pop over, and then we got to confirm, right? We just got to confirm that to be the support now, and then we go again. Okay. Okay, we got a request for render. Let's look at render. All right, so do you see the difference between the setups? So SUI and super were well ahead. So this crossover happened a while ago for both of them, right? Their price action is way up here. This is what we want with other tokens, right? So this one hasn't happened yet, but it's going to happen. So once it gets going, once it gets to the positive side, we will be moving up here. So we will see render moving fairly fast now, I think, because this action is going to be anticipated this week. And we're going to see this push to, say, $10, right? Let's move these resistances, actually. Let's move them to here. And let's even say, fuck you, resistance. We'll move that one to the top. Probably right here. So that's where you're going to be selling if you want to sell anything. Near 1325 or 1089. And depends on exactly where we are in October, right? If we're still pushing strong in October and I don't see any crossovers on the daily, like I talked to you guys about the bearish crossover that's happening right now. Sorry, the bullish crossover that's happening right now. We're looking for the bearish crossover going forward in time. So whenever that happens, we'll be ahead of it. We'll say to ourselves, all right, there's going to be some bearish activity. Maybe some scaling out is an option right now. And we'll get to that when it happens. But that's what it is with render. I would say just look for that level first and see where it is, right? If we get bearish at that moment, start to sell. Okay. We already looked at GME. If you haven't caught the GME one, you can rewatch the stream. Actually, shit, I didn't go over at GME. I just realized that. All right, let's me go into it. Let me do that now. So let me see where we are. Okay. So I thought this would be the resistance. I guess not, right? So we move it up. So this proved to be a resistance. Why? I guess because we look at things like this, right? We see some action there. We see some action there. We see some action there. So that's a good spot to put your resistance at, right? Now, of course, it happened to be a good spot there as well. Now, there might be some selling here. Okay. It actually all depends on the stock, the meme stock. So if the meme stock is actually going, right, this is going to explode as well. So one of the things we got to look for is what happens with GME, the stock, okay? So this is what we're looking at. If for any reason this explodes on the daily, right? So this starts to go just like how we saw it here, right? Like right here. The actual token, it will explode as well. So we'll keep an eye on it. As soon as I hear anything about GME, I'm gonna make sure I alert you guys. But for right now, we've hit our resistance for GME. I think if you hold GME right now, sell some. But if this turns bullish, we'll definitely get back into GME. Okay. Anytime. This is why we're here, right? We're here to work together. I want to make sure you guys are always up to date with everything we do. Okay. We still didn't touch up on like our Velo and Opulus and Say, which I'm going to go into next. So let's do Say for a moment. So I think with Say, just like with Sui, right, on the weekly, is going to get to the top, right? So I think, let me just do this properly. So I think this is going to get to the top. We had the crossover happen mid-September, and we got some action. Now we're going to get that push to this level again. So there will be 100% move in the next couple of days, I think. Any day like this where it's kind of hovering, use this opportunity to buy. If I take a look at the hourly scale, right? Like it's trying. It's definitely trying. Do you see it? Like it's kind of oscillating, right? It comes here and then it does this and that. It's just waiting for a higher low just to get going again. And a nice crossover here. Okay. So Say is on the way. Velo, my friends at Velo, they're like, went up, October. So good news, right? Daily crossover is actually happening finally, right? Because we see the momentum is completely shifted. We're going to get into the bullish momentum now, right? This action is going to kind of mirror the bullishness of October. Looking at this right now at 66,000, up 5.23%. It just makes me happy knowing that we're finally going to be here, right? All this talk for October finally got here after 14 days. But we're going to get this action to here, like I said, to 1.9 cents. Let's see what happens with continuation, right? We might actually get something further than that, up to 3 cents. I believe 3 cents is our next resistance up to here. So let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks. But I think, we're going to be very, very bullish with Velo. Very, very bullish. Just like that. Okay. Opulus. All right. You had your chances, right? I don't want to hear you again. You had your chances to buy. All right. This could probably take us to 20 cents by the end of the month. So you had your chance at 7.5 cents. It's going to probably get up to here, 20 cents. It might sell off later, right? And then we get into that action. Or we can just be so damn bullish that we go from 7 cents to 37 cents within 2 weeks, right? It's up to you what you want to do, but I say why wait? Use the opportunity that you have in front of you and buy into it now. Do we have any more requests before we finish the stream? We're almost running an hour. I do appreciate you guys waiting for my stream from yesterday. That food is finally digesting. And so, we're finally getting that awesome feeling of getting into October and finally realizing that, October is supposed to be the bullish month of the year. And finally it's showing. Like finally we're getting that action. Like, look at that, Like, isn't that amazing? I'm excited. All right. I think we're done for today. Let's keep more stuff for tomorrow. There's so much to get into, honestly. We're going to get into more Politify. You know, we're going to get into maybe some layer ones tomorrow. Look at some RWAs because they're going to be hot. And if you haven't had a chance to join our Dgenz NFT community, a reminder again, you know, go to our page, give us a follow, click on this link, and say hi, right? We're trying to win this damn thing together. On that note, thank you again for joining me for episode 51. I really appreciate you being here with me, all of you, every single day. And for those who do catch a recording, thank you again. On that note, let's see each other tomorrow for 51. See you guys.
That's right. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Let's go. Dgenz Crypto Daily. News in the code. Riding on a blockchain. Heavy with the load. Lambo dreams are dying. Rugs are in the air. Try give us a meaning to the trading everywhere. Real Bitcoin's on the moon. And Ether's on fire. Holders in the storm. Lifted higher and higher. With chart in the lead. Watch the candles glow. Crypto's in the fast lane. Never gonna hit them slow. Dgenz Crypto Daily. Fortunes you can see, mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto that's the key. Stay up on your game now, trading is wild and free. DeFi farms are lush, staking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yields, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets have been flown. Fellow to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping cause fortunes are overnight. Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Mining all those diamonds in digital harmony. Dgenz Crypto Daily, crypto there's the key. Stay up on your game now, charts got you wild and free. Farms are lush, stinking's all the buzz. NFTs are flipping, got those pixels flipping. Wallet stacking yield, hash rates on the rise. Dgenz Crypto Daily, vision in your eyes. Bulls are on the charge, bears are laying low. Crypto roller coaster, markets have been flown. Fellow to the left, Bitcoin on the right. Crypto's never sleeping cause fortunes are overnight. Dgenz Crypto Daily, fortunes you can see. Fortunes you can see. All those diamonds. Stay up on your game now. Got you wild and free.